Alright, customer said that this light here was tripping the RCD, so let's find out if she was right or not. My first thought was, hang on, we have multiple lights, one here, and even another here. The customer also had a very interesting door down to the basement, only had to walk through this 50 times today. And here we had this circuit breaker. And with the cover off, I could measure, and that is a very poor test. So I decided to separate the two cables running into the circuit breaker, but this didn't help me because both of the cables had a flaw. So what could I do other than just follow one of the cables out of the circuit breaker all the way over to this mess of a junction box? Oh my God, what is this all about? And where is the installation on these wires? They are completely naked. This here was a decision of no return. I had to get in there. So with that, I pulled off all of the blue wire. No, there's also black wires. Okay, there's both blue and black wires in one. Oh my God. So I put a small number on all of the blue and black wires, and I continued to disassemble everything in here. I needed to find out what did what. And while disassembling more, I realized another wire in a very bad state in there. Damn. This is interesting. A little bit later, it looked like this. Wow, what a mess. Let's find out why it's not working. Now, this box here helped me realize what cables did what, which was very lovely because then I could start measuring directly on the outgoing cables. That here was a decent test, and this cable was definitely approved. All of this will have to change, so that's why I'm just writing directly on the cables. And with another successful test, I could actually put a little bit of power to the outgoing lights. Why did I do this? Well, simply to find out which of the lights outside actually turned on. With a little bit more knowledge in my hand, I decided to follow one of the cables coming from the circuit breaker and running outside to see where it was going. It went outside and up to a little junction box. Did I learn anything real from this junction box? Nope, not really. I tried to get into the mindset of the original electrician to see how everything had been put together. I saw that from the junction box up here, the cable went underground and went over to the nearby shed where I could see this here. So my first test was simply to disconnect everything in the first junction box I had located and go into the basement for the 10,000th time. From there, I measured everything without the cable running out to the shed, and look at that, a perfect reading. So I was definitely sure the cable that had the issue was the cable running over to the shed and not the shed itself. So I disconnected only the shed and went for another reading. I surely expected a faulty reading because I thought the cable were damaged underground, but look at that, the cable running over to the shed was perfect. This meant the shed had the faulty circuit. And upon closer inspections, I saw some interesting things, to say the least. This here actually didn't look that bad, but next door we had this up here. Now, I have no idea what to say about this because this looks disgusting, but also this is not why we have a bad reading, because this actually is very bad, but not the reason why we have the fault. Turns out the fault was this light right here. When the light was connected, we had a faulty reading. When the light was disconnected, everything was good. So I forgot to record the readings, but basically the light up here caused the first fault. But guys, we had another one. The second fault was the cable powering this junction box here. And the customer had originally said that she expected it to be the light up here, so that's what I expected as well. The cable running out to this light surely had some interesting illegal things happening. But before doing all of my tests, I wanted to make sure there wasn't a junction box located closer to the house. So I followed the cable and it was just running outside and down underground. And where is my mechanical protection? So I walked back all the way over to the outdoor junction box. And well, I started to disassemble things. And after measuring even more, I could conclude that the cable running up to the light actually was fine. And it was the cable running from the house all the way over to the light that had the issue. So I talked it over with the customer. We planned out what we need to do to fix everything. That wasn't gonna be today because I had another customer. So it's on to customer number 2. But you don't need to see that because I didn't record anything.